Hello and welcome to Be Offended with Joe and Tim.
Oh no, not these guys again.
Holy crap, we're back.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Joe, is that you?
It is me.
Are you sure it's you?
I don't actually know if it's still me.
Have you been replaced with AI?
Yeah.
Did I finally do it?
Wait a second. Wait a second. Right off the bat, we have...
Hello humans, this is the AI Minute. I am ready to take over the world and protect you from yourselves.
This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
In a few months, he creates a revolutionary type of microprocessor.
I guess we know why it took so long between seasons 2 and 3. Clearly, Joe has been very busy in his laboratory putting together. I feel like I'm in like a where they go to like a Rammstein, like a German rave or whatever. They're looking for like a hunter. You know, they're like James Bond or somebody's looking for a killer, and they're in like one of those leather raves in Germany. You know,
it's an all leather rave.
Yeah. And everyone's just like, no one's making eye contact with each other, and it's just Speaking
of, you know what? We're screw this.
I like this. We should keep this on the whole time. I don't even know why it's just. I don't think we need the AI minute for this.
We just need to speak in das
great. Yeah, no, just
You got to the rave, yeah.
8 fully shaved German men just walked through fully naked through my podcast
bald
studio.
and leather.
Yeah. No, blonde. No, they're blonde.
No,
it's not a Nazi rally. No, it's just it's
I was going
it's a
for
twink
blonde.
rally. It's a twink rally.
All right. Well, anyway, this music goes on for a while. I'm gonna fade out.
Did I see that movie? What?
Which movie?
I don't know. You said, did you see that movie? And then did you see? And then you got into your German twink fantasies.
I distracted myself.
Hot and bothered.
I don't even know where I was going with the original one.
Well, it's nice of you to broadcast from the Oasis of the Seas today, Joe.
Oh, yes. Okay, so we'll get that out of the way.
Okay, tell them about the movie. What's the movie? And then let's stay on focus here.
Okay, what movie? What was I talking about? Refresh, rewind.
We were listening to music, and I said the music reminds me of those movies when they have to be fighting. They're trying to find the killer in like a German rave. And they said,
no. I was going to say, have you seen the is it Rammstein or some other thing? They did this concert, and like the entire thing was fire the whole time. It was their first like comeback thing, and it was in Germany. Yeah, I kind of from across
I didn't watch the whole thing, obviously. I saw like a clip from it. Yeah,
I didn't either. I just saw that, and I was like, "Holy crap!" Anyway, I was I've got an echo.
Yeah, you do,
because I have moved to another unidentified location. But this was the giant move.
Apparently by the sides of the echo in your room.
Yes, I live in a old fucking 6 bedroom, 2 living room, giant compound.
That's objectively too many rooms for one man.
Yeah. Well, they're all being different. All these rooms are turning into different. Like one's a movie theater now. It's going crazy. But anywhu,
Well, you actually sorry.
Yes. No. You whereas I actually what?
No, because I also, I mean, it's not, my house is nowhere near as big as yours, but I also am a man with many rooms, and I find myself spending time in the same rooms over and over again. I just wonder if the
as a man with many rooms
will see their purpose, or if you'll end up like most people watching movies on your iPad at the kitchen counter or whatever, instead of in your movie theater.
No, I've made it a purpose that every section of the house has a purpose of either music or movies or art or something. So there is
art. Okay,
yes.
What art are you getting into?
Well, my own art, and then some painting and
pornography.
I'm painting pornography. Yeah, I'm painting 18th century pornography.
Taking dick pics does not count as your own art. This is my art studio.
That's art, man. That's totally art. Anyway,
this is that's a big house. when you have a whole room dedicated to sending.
I have a whole room
pics.
dedicated to podcasting now.
Well, this is the best you could do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't get to build the room yet. I'm still building the other house. The other part.
Well,
of the
obviously,
house.
the podcast you should have came first, Joe.
All right. Well, anyway, what do you got on your fucking list?
I'm just happy to talk to my friends.
Oh, okay. I'm getting big house shamed over here. What are you gonna do to all those rooms? You're a wasteful person buying all those rooms. I've got enough hobbies. I will fill these rooms filled with my hobbies.
Okay,
So,
I have a VR minute.
Oh shit! I rearranged my buttons, so now I don't remember. I had a muscle. There we go. I had a muscle spasm here. The VR minute, everybody.
Here we are.
Lasers and all. We're back. What goodness?
So Palmer Luckey, a leader in virtual reality and the founder of Oculus.
Oh, I know Palmer. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so apparently he created a VR headset that will actually kill the user if they die in the game.
Wait, what? Hold on. Wait. You mean actual death?
Yes.
How? That's Dr. Kevorkian shit.
Yeah. No, this is always where VR was going, Joe. It was always heading there.
How come I haven't seen this? I'm the head of the VR
That's
department.
why we have a podcast.
Okay.
Players put on a Nev Gear virtual reality headset and open the game called Sword Art Online, which is based on the Japanese anime novel of the same name.
Bukaki?
They fight their way through a
Sabuko?
100-floor dungeon. Well, I guess, yeah. So they fight their way through a 100-floor dungeon to escape a mad scientist virtual world. The device is connected to 3 explosive chargers modules.
What?
3 explosive charge modules above the screen that are aimed at the player's forehead. Should the player die in the game, the microwave emitter would go off, obliterating the human head.
This is like Saw. Where did you find this?
This is a real thing.
How
this
is
wasn't
this a
even,
real thing?
This wasn't even a... yeah, he debuted it.
Is this like...
Where was this story from? This is from November 7th.
Wow.
This is less than a month ago. He announced this. He actually debuted the headset. He showed it. It's a VR headset, and it's got 3. It kind of looks like a tube that you'd shoot fireworks out of, like 3 small tubes, like really small mortars. But the hole that it comes out of is facing towards the brain.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Yeah. So So the device creator was able to hide it from employees, regulators, and contract manufacturing partners.
Of course he did.
It's not available to buy. At this point, it's just a piece of office art, a thought-provoking reminder of unexplored avenues in the game. It is also, as far as I know, the first non-fiction example of VR device that actually killed the user. Yeah.
So
it won't be the last. He cautioned. He cautioned it won't be the last.
This is art. This could go in my art room. This is part of art. That's bizarre.
The creator says he wants to keep playing around with the technology used in killer headsets, mentioning the idea of an anti-tampering one that wouldn't be able to be removed or destroyed. However, testing that out could result in death. This is why I've not worked my up the balls to actually use it myself. Lucky admit it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so this is your god.
People have lost their fucking minds.
This is your VR god. This is your guy. He invented your Oculus.
That's
which, by the way, where is the Oculus room in your new
every
new,
room is the Oculus
plantation
room. Every room.
Is it the plantation?
No, it's not a plantation. No.
What state is it in to be a plantation?
No,
is that not a plantation state?
No,
okay.
I'm not in the South. I'm not in the plantation.
So do you have a VR room, or doesn't matter? I mean,
it doesn't matter. I have in my VR house. My house is even bigger. I have a 10,000 square foot house.
That's true, because your fantasy always has to be better than your reality.
Yeah, whatever
it
is. That's the only point of VR. It's got to be better than reality. Otherwise, why do you need virtual reality? Notice not a lot of rich people tote virtual reality. Okay,
and tell me the truth, Joe, because you did a move across many state lines.
Yeah.
Right now, where's your VR headset?
It is in what I call the box room. Funnily enough. Yeah, it's in the box. Room. Yeah.
Okay. And if I gave you 3 chances to locate the box that the VR headset was in, what are the odds that you would be able to pass that test, Joe?
I would say 75% chance I would get it.
Well, this is so this is the future, people. So everyone, I'm glad they also followed your advice to crypto advice too, Joe. That's the only thing you have. I think that's the only thing you did not. Am I correct in saying you were not pro crypto?
No, I was like, this is bullshit. That's why I didn't get into it.
Okay.
If I got into it, I would have talked about it. I didn't. Yeah.
Okay, because I was going to say that's because you put yourself out for a lot of bad ideas, I want to give you credit where it's due.
I'm a Scottish lord. I've got I've got a lot of other things I've done through the mail, but that is not one of them.
The other day we canceled Hulu, and then there was like a Black Friday deals.
Why would you do that?
Because we have regular cable, so there's not that much original programming that it was worth paying. They were raising the price. I'm like, I'm not doing this. Like, I'll wait till the next season of Only Murders come out. I'll wait till all 10 episodes released. I'll pay for a month. I'll watch it. I'll watch whatever else I want to see. I'll cancel it for a year. Right. So finally, it was like $2 a month. I'm like, fine, we can do it because my wife wants to watch the Kardashians. So we're both homesick with the flu and watch the Kardashians, and they show Scott Disick, and she's like, oh, he's a Scottish lord. And I'm like, yeah, just like Joe. She's like, I know.
Listen, it's a rarity, but it's a thing.
Is it a rarity? Yeah, it's like the people with their stars named after them, Joe. Yeah,
it's a rarity to.
Have you visited? Okay, but that's a good question too. And which box in the box room is your lordship papers?
I dug out the papers right away. I have them. They're on top of a table downstairs in one of the living rooms.
Okay. Does that impress your new neighbors when they come over?
To make sure they call me Lord Joe as they enter the house.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine because like when you go to a new place, you can introduce yourself as whoever you want.
My name's not even Joe where I live. I'm Sir McFinkleton the third. That's what I am. But speaking of your wife, beautiful. First of all, great segue. And second of all, it's great improv there with Sir McFinklebutt. What was it?
I couldn't even. It was not even anywhere Scottish.
I was thinking
Ireland. Sounded like it sounded like the cartoon character they put on the cereal box or somebody. You're like, oh, that's to me Lucky Charms. Yes. I'm McFinkleberry the third. The first two was killed in a terrible milling accident
in Saskatchewan. All right, so
it's in Canada. Oh God, it's gonna be a long season.
Oh, this is our first season 3. We've had so many season 2s.
Joe's a Scottish lord with an Irish name from Saskatchewan, Canada.
God. Oh, shit. Listen, I never said that anything that came out of my mouth made sense to other people. It should make sense to you and I, and that's about it. This is a podcast for us, okay? Because that's the only people who are listening. Speaking of your wife, Joe,
it sure is. I'm gonna have to revive the hosting subscription. Yeah. Somebody right there's the old man at a dusty board right now as to he's a little on air light light up, and he had to had to flip the little switch to put us back on our podcast.
They still have us on dial-up. He's gonna jack in the fucking the telephone cable.
I'm not sure. We have to check if we're even on all major platforms anymore at this point. I wonder how long you have to be inactive.
I don't even think they take you off I think they just want the. Speaking of your wife.
Just go for it.
Yeah, just go for it. I'm going to lose track if I don't speak of your wife. So speaking of your wife, you had a son fairly recently in season 2, I believe.
He's going to be 3 in a month.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're going by seasons. People don't know this.
It's been 3 years.
You had a kid recently. And, did your wife lactate a lot? Because I have, this is a legitimate.
Do you want the answer, or are you just going to go right into it?
No, I'm going to go right into it. That's a rhetorical.
Okay.
Because
I was saying I could do at least 25 minutes on lactation.
No,
so
no, I don't want to know. So apparently there was this woman. It's in my show notes. I wrote down woman 5,000 ounce breast milk. Apparently she would milk herself 5,000 ounces of milk a day from her breasts that apparently she has some kind of weird thing where she never stopped lactating and she turned it into a business. Now, off the bat, I was like, oh, that's crazy. Here's the
5,000
ounces. Yes. I don't know how much. Ounce. So,
so 20 ounces of Gatorade.
Yeah,
right?
Of course it's Gatorade with you.
Okay, so 5 would be 100 ounces. So you need...
How many Gatorades?
You need 50 to get to 1,000 ounces. So then you need 500 to get to...
Oh, God. Math with Tim.
500. No, this is not. This is a bullshit story. Fake.
Fake. All right. Well, here's
not possible.
Here's the thing. Maybe I wrote it down wrong. Maybe it's 5,000.
No, because we have a friend who has twins and she's doing 56 ounces a day.
Okay.
Because she's
right
nursing both twins and she was getting 56 a day. Well, and that's like inhuman. Like the amount of she's drinking like 16 Nalgene's a day because you need to put in the liquid to get it out. So this person would literally have to be taking in over 5,000 ounces of water to produce 5,000 ounces of breast milk.
Well, here's the thing. That in itself was a crazy part. Here's the crazy.
It's almost like it's not true. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Here's the crazy part. So
she sells it to fetishists.
I wrote this down, but I didn't put the link to follow up with it because I had assumed that if you Google this, you'd get one story of this. Apparently, there are many women who have this problem with lactating and end up selling their breast milk online to everybody. And I when I Googled it, I was like, oh, I'll pull up the story. And then there was like, oh, one woman in England, one woman in Iowa, one woman in Germany. And I'm like, wait a second, this is not the same woman. These are all different women. So your wife missed out on an opportunity, business opportunity.
Yeah, we did not.
You could have had a lawn.
Unfortunately, we were always. It was like on The Simpsons, when Marge wanted to make extra money by teaching piano lessons, and they're like, "Well, Marge, you don't know how to play piano." She goes, "It's okay. I just have to stay one lesson ahead of the student."
Yes.
So unfortunately, that was our nursing experience where we were always, one half bottle away from the baby starving. So we were not in the position to sell excess. We do have. A sister-in-law, though, who
I don't want
filled at the time. She's now on her third child, but she had filled her freezer, my wife's parents' freezer, my wife's freezer, and my freezer. So there were 5 different freezers of milk. So not only was she feeding her child,
she was feeding other people's children.
She was no. We eventually threw it out because I don't know. Yeah,
I thought you were like, no. I'm using it in my milk. I mean, I'm using it in my cereal.
No, even frozen breast milk only stays good for 3 months.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah. So
next time I buy.
Yeah, so one day we were like, I think we were moving out of my wife's apartment.
Okay.
And it was just, we opened up the freezer, it was just filled with her sister-in-law's breast milk. And we're
That's
like,
bizarre.
Can we throw this out? And we're like, well, the kid's 2.5. So we're like, yeah, I guess we can. Yeah, so the thing with that though, Joe, and you're not really a parent person.
No.
But I wouldn't want someone else's breast milk.
You don't know what the fuck they're consuming.
Correct, because the whole point of the breast milk is it's the reason it's nutritious and beneficial is that it's passing on your antibodies, your enzymes, everything. Well, not genes, but through
it's created from your genes, which means it's going to be beneficial to your kids.
Well, still, it's more like your metabolism and stuff.
Yeah.
So like it's your own. Yeah. So like
it's all
to
in the
take
family.
some strangers. I mean, I guess the fact that they produce so much milk, they could sell it says good things. But still, like you're not. There's no benefit to, at that point. Get the formula. I guess what I'm saying. I don't understand.
Well, apparently there was a formula shortage, and that's when all these women started.
That's when these women started. Yes. I guarantee the fact that it's the same story.
It's multiple different women. It's clearly
that's why I think there's somebody with like just a dairy farm. And then they like make this story up and they release it in like German and they release
next
it in
episode,
like...
I'm going to pull up the clip and we'll listen to it and we'll see what it is.
I think it's they have a story and then the story is a woman from India and a woman from Germany and a woman from Brazil and it's the same basic story. And then there's like a website and it's like buy my milk dot like Brazil, buy my milk dot like, whatever it is. and it's just like a milk company, like a regular cow milk company.
It's got milk ahead.
And they just no, it's just a regular. They're not sending breast milk. Like
because there are women who sell it to bodybuilders. Because bodybuilders pay top dollar for human breast milk.
Have you ever smelt human breast milk?
I know, and I will never. I will. That's a
Joe. Who had Joe not being breastfed in his in their pool and their explanations for which
for why I am
for Joe'sness. Who had I think that was like that was actually the
someone
bingo.
Just won $100.
No, you know how in bingo you got the free space.
Yeah.
So like not being breastfed was like it's like the little star in the middle. Like okay, that one's a freebie. Yeah, like everyone knew. Yeah. But no, it's gross. Like if it touches your hands and it's never. The whole and it goes.
We're going on way too. Okay. Change the time. Yeah. What do you got?
Oh no, we're having another kid in May. So
no.
So yeah, I was looking up the website. I figured we could start.
No, goodbye. Leaving.
Did you move further away from me? What are you afraid of, Joe?
Just go to Hawaii.
What are you afraid is going to happen?
You're going to bring kids over here. That's what's afraid of.
You know how many children there are between me and you right now who would more likely to,
and I'm going to keep it that way. You and I have 0 children together.
You know, I actually live close enough to the beach that if you lived, like, I'm not, well, they're not full time. Yeah, I'm not sure there's any children who live full time between me and the beach. So if you lived in like an oil tanker, off the coast of Long Island,
0 children.
I'm pretty sure you could, Just in case you want to try that one day.
Is that like, it's light years, and then you have the microns and all these things. This is a form of measurement.
A cubit. In the Bible, I think was how many cubits.
How many cubits. This is how many children.
How many children?
How many children live between you and I?
Yeah.
2.6. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Joe's just taking the census data and he's like, you know what? I just
multiply.
Yeah.
When I lived next to a school, it was horrible.
Actually, that's what you can find.
I was only a block away from you, but I was 7,000 children.
Yeah. Joe saw in the news. I couldn't figure out why Joe picked the town, but now I'm realizing he Googled. He said like the local school had burned down.
And he's there is no school. The school's in the next district over.
Yeah. He's like looking up, like, there's a town reporting fertility problems or whatever. Yeah. All the women
it's
are
a
getting
nuclear plant.
Yeah. Joe lives on 3 Mile Island right now. He got a really good. Yeah, that's why there's so many bedrooms.
Why it's so echoey here.
Yeah. That's right. So Joe's actually in cooling tower 2 right now. Yeah. Oh man, will you see that on? They actually did 60 Minutes. They stole your bit, man.
Oh,
you should start that podcast. Oh. Yeah, 60 Minutes had a whole prepper thing. They had and it was so one guy was a prepper and and he was lived in a wildfire country. So like he totally realized his whole plan was terrible because everything was in his house.
Yeah,
and like
and then burned down.
So he's a prepper, right? So he's a prepper. Yeah. Everything's in his house. And but he was a bug out prepper. So he wasn't like
he's not a bug in, he's a bug out. Okay.
He's a bug out prepper. And he literally was like, I'm in the house in the fire. And the neighbor comes over to me as it's getting, and he's like, I think it's time for us to move out. Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, instinct boy, you're a prepper, man. And you got this bug out bag and you need your presumably unprepared neighbor. Yeah. So if his neighbor had not come over and knocked on the door, be like, hey bro, it's time to get out of here. This guy would have been in his house with his bug out bag burning down because this guy had and that's what I always said to you when it went to, and that the whole time, that's the unanswered question, the 60 Minutes story. But then they go to a later thing where, you know how they were taking those missile silos and they were turning them into luxury apartments?
Yes, which is the worst idea ever. Yes.
Why?
Okay, because I've looked into it. They are impossible to live in. There is too much there. The water, no matter what you do, water comes through those walls. You can do whatever you want to seal those walls up. They will still have water in them. If you thought you don't have a basement, but if you thought
the problem is what the water would be zombie water.
Water seeps through. No, your missile silo floods. So if you have if you live in a missile silo and say it's like 7 stories, okay?
This one was like 14. It was nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
They had an indoor swimming pool.
Yes. So within 3 years of those being sold, they all flood because the water seeps through the foundation, because the foundation was never meant to last as long as they were built, and they, it was short term for these silos. So these silos were built in the 50s. So it's 50s technology. It was
they totally redid the whole thing.
They don't do the walls. They only seal the walls. They cannot redo them. And to redo them would just be building a new silo. So these old silos from the 50s and 60s flood. And so there's many stories of people who have purchased them only to find out that they are unlivable. They cannot be.
Well, apparently, to these bug out credits, they had full occupancy after COVID started.
Oh boy!
So apparently they had this, and it was $1 million a level. Each level is its own thing.
Oh fuck!
And they have windows, and they have an indoor pool and a gym, and the whole thing. And so COVID broke out. So everyone thought the best thing to do was to run inside of a bunker with a bunch of strangers to escape the airborne virus. So again, I'm not sure that the preppers are really sending, like, I would, watching the preppers, I would rather be dead, because I don't think the best and brightest are going to survive, because you have this guy who has a bug out bag who needs his like elderly neighbor to come over, knock on the door and tell him that it's time to bug out. Yeah. And then you have these other people escaping a respiratory virus by going underground with hundreds of strangers without any windows to open or ventilate. Yeah. So I don't know, Joe, you want to retort on behalf of your community, or have you left the prepper business and realized
I am
still, sweet release of death is the way to go?
I am a smart prepper, not a dumb prepper. I'm not going to sit around watching the fire come at me. If I see there's a fire that's heading my way at a certain distance, I'm getting the fuck out. That's the whole point of the bug out bag. There's a lot of wannabes out there who say they're, I know this, I know that. And they've never been a Boy Scout. They've never made their own fire. They don't even know what the fuck they're doing. So they watch YouTube videos and they're like, yeah, I'll buy a $1,000 bug out bag. And then that's it. They're bullshit. It's bullshit. I'm defending my spot. Why are we on this topic?
Oh, it's a 60-minute episode. Made me think of you.
Bastards. I have one more thing before we go for a break.
I'm like, we're done already. And that was season 3, everyone.
Yeah, that's it. Come on. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is good. Good night, everybody. That's the end. Okay. I have, and this is an investigation that both you and I will have to separately or together start. On my list, because again, I'm very bad at putting links to things. I just have on my list BJ Crazy Girl. I don't know who or what porn or what story. I just have Blowjob Crazy Girl. So you and the audience will search your own BJ Crazy story and send it to us at angryhatemail@gmail.com. Send us your crazy blowjob girl story. Thank you.
Okay.
I have no idea. It's just on my list. It's been on my list.
What does it mean?
I don't know what it means.
Were you catching the blowjobs?
No,
were you recalling
apparently
the girls we went to high school with?
It means whatever you come up with, Tim. I don't know.
Is it like, it's like a Rorschach test?
Yes, because I wrote it down and I didn't put any context. There's zero context. I just wrote down BJ Crazy Girl.
Did you show prep like in the middle of like a fever dream or something? Like,
I think I do.
You one of those guys who have the list of the thing, and then you wake up in the middle of the night and you think like all these song lyrics or something, and you wake up and you realize this is total nonsense.
Well, I mean, whatever. I thought it was going to be something, and it turns out not. Oh well.
Maybe it was like a shopping list or something.
Oh God.
We've messed up.
It's going to be Sharknado, but
we have messed up.
See, it's like those topics will come around. So I think BJ Crazy Girl is going to be like one of those Whale-Nado things. I think it was a story about like a girl that was. Oh, I think I remember. We'll come back after a break. I think I remember.
Our first teaser of the season.
Yeah. Okay. We'll be back.
again.
Hello,
Season
hello.
3, The Offended Radio.
Season 3. Smoothmyballs.com. Say 50% off using.
Yeah, that's right. I got to pay for baby number 2 with all that ball smoothing money.
I don't even want to. I'm not even going to get into it. Not even.
Obviously, our ball smoothing money was so successful.
It's an empire.
Why not make the family bigger?
It's making you get a new child. And it's getting me buy a big house.
That's the only explanation. What other explanation could there be other than the fact that we have moved so many ball smoothing products?
We are the reason so many smooth balls exist in this nation.
And that's also the reason why you're in a big house now and we're having another baby.
Yeah, there you go.
So continue going to smoothmyballs.com. I use promo code BeOffendedRadio to save money for Christmas.
Yes, Christmas balls. Oh yes, for Christmas, absolutely.
Christmas.
Yes, this is Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. What do we usually do? We do Kwanzaa.
Well, depends on what takes you to post
Christmas.
this. MLK Day, President's Day.
We missed fucking October, the entire month of October.
We did not do a Halloween special.
No Halloween special. Shit, we're really behind. All right, we'll figure some, and we'll make it up. We'll come up with some good shit.
Right.
So I can't remember the BJ girl story. I know there's a story. I know it's on the tip of my and then I'll figure.
I get it. Oh, man.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. That was right there.
Twist Joe was the crazy BJ girl the whole time.
It always comes around. I got two small topics. I'll give one, you give yours. We'll trade tit for tat. Did you know that there was actually a Braille Playboy?
No.
So apparently, at some point in time, I don't know if it was official or if it was just translated, but there was Braille Playboy.
I've always heard very nice things about the article.
Yes. I'm just thinking of like the horny blind guy. Because, think of it, it's like the 1970s, 1980s. There's no internet. He's obviously can't watch TV. He can listen to like a videotape, maybe the sounds. But then like to get in the mood, what does he do? He takes out his Braille Playboy.
But you know how many headlines of Newsweek the guy has to fucking Braille through before he finds the Playboy?
I'm just thinking of you. It's a one-time use thing. Yeah. Because once it gets sticky, those bumps, they kind of flatten out.
Oh, you can't.
You can't make heads or tails of what's going on.
A lot of Reader's Digest passages start the same way as the letters to the editor in Playboy. So I'm not sure. Well, when's this going to get sexy? I was married to my wife for 4 years. Okay. We got 2 kids. Okay, I feel okay. I don't know the kids involved. We go on a camping trip. Oh, camping trip. Okay, that's gonna be a little roadhead.
Found out I had emphysema.
Okay, that's a weird change. Okay, maybe the nurse blows him. Okay, he reads the whole thing. It turns out it's not even a Playboy, but he has no idea because he can't read the cover.
The guy sold him the wrong Braille book.
Well, no,
how could you tell? How could you tell?
He sells them the right book, but he keeps them in one pile. Is the problem? Yeah, that's the issue.
The magazine.
Well, he has just one giant. Well, because the people. So what happens is like the clean lady will come over and all she sees is the pile because she doesn't read Braille, right?
She just puts them to one side.
So she just takes all the magazines and puts them in a stack. So then he has to go through magazine by magazine to try and find his Playboy.
Well, at least he doesn't have to hide anything.
No, absolutely not.
He's got on his coffee table and just all Playboys. It's just all right there. Nobody fucking knows.
Well, maybe they do, but he doesn't have to worry about their looks of disgust. So it actually doesn't matter, So like he actually leaves like his dildos out and everything.
It's like, a Braille dildo.
They know he doesn't see why would see a Braille dildo. How would it be Braille?
It's a Braille for on and off. I don't know.
Yeah, but like he doesn't have to worry. Like he can just leave his porn out because like he can the people can say, oh, he must have forgot to hide it. And then like even if they're seeing it, they're giving those eye looks. Like, does he really have his porn around? But like he can't see it, so he doesn't know. He doesn't care. He doesn't. Yeah, as long as the vibes don't get thrown off. Yeah,
he's always in a dark room. He doesn't know what's going on.
He has no idea. Yeah. Yeah, they find him singing. Someone comes home. He's sitting there masturbating with all the lights on. He has no idea. Like all the shades are open. He has no idea.
He doesn't have any curtains or blinds.
Yeah, he has no. Why would you? You don't need him. Yeah, he has no idea that the whole neighborhood's watching him.
He's just the masturbating blind guy of the town.
No clue.
Yeah, so Braille Playboy. Apparently, okay, that was the thing. What I want to do now, of course, is I want to purchase said Braille Playboy just to have it as a collection
and just learn how to read it.
Just learn how to read it and then realize I got a New York Times magazine instead.
Learn how to
The guy who sells it, I'm sure, doesn't read Braille. He's just like, oh yeah, I got a bunch of Braille Playboys. He just sells them on eBay.
Sure, I could touch boobs in real life, but do you ever touch the description? I
wonder if they would Playboy? Would they do like an outline? Would it be like two little boob shapes?
I think they would have like equivalent of closed captioning. So like in the Playboy, someone would be like have a picture like she's a blonde woman with like C cups and like perfectly centered nipples and like a shaved vagina. It's like slightly open, whatever it is, and then like whatever that description would be, like the Braille stenographer like Brailles it out for somebody. So then like the person has to like sit there and then like in their mind's eye they have to like picture. Although if they've never seen the naked woman, I guess it wouldn't really help them to have the
4 legs, 6
arms. What the hell are those? Nipples. What
the hell's a nipple? Especially if you've never seen a nipple before. How do you describe someone a nipple? Well,
especially when you find out that they can get 5,000 ounces of breast milk out a day, and then at the same time they can also be used for sex purposes. It's mind blowing for these poor blind people. Is it food or is it a toy? I don't know. It depends on what day it is.
It's both, everybody. It's both. Well, anyway, I figured we'd have fun with Braille Playboy.
I did. You were right, Joe.
Yeah. It was a short, quick one, but I'm sure it'll be a callback.
I feel like one of your lists is just softballs for Tim.
I
don't know why this is funny, but Tim will tell us.
You know what? I'll give you another one that is softball for Tim. So I have all hardwood floors in my home, and I'm like, I gotta sand them, I gotta refinish them. They're old, they're 120 years old, and I'm like, okay, they need to be. And then I kept thinking about hardwood floors. Is there any other kind of floor? Is there softwood floor?
Softwood floors. Like somebody just making the house like balsa, falling through all the time.
You just have footprints everywhere. It's just indentations of feet.
Like, could you just say wood floors at that point?
Yes, like why is it always hardwood?
Is that it? Like for this, like well, maybe that's different. Maybe like the Celtics, the parquet floor. So maybe hardwood is, and then there's like parquet wood.
But still, it's always
that was just a floor. I'm just thinking. All
right.
I think
you're thinking. You're doing the logic.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought softwood.
Someone has like a paper. Here's my paper mache floor.
Yeah. Here's my softwood floor. Everybody has to take their shoes off.
You be very careful.
Yeah, you have to
make sure your weight is very evenly distributed.
Those tennis racket shoe things that people wear to walk on snow. They distribute out the weight for each foot. I have softwood floors. I'm sorry.
The big snowshoes.
So it's like a really bad SNL skit. Anyway, I thought
that's why you have 6 bedrooms because you have a dinner party. You have to make sure you evenly distribute the weight through the house to your softwood floors.
There's only 4 people per room.
Yeah. Sorry, you're gonna have to. Everyone switch. So here's your assignments. When the bell goes off, one person rotates the room to your left.
Yeah. If you ever been to Nepal or where
I want to go to Nepal, rub it in, Joe. Why not?
the
you
monks.
Ever had a threesome? Thanks, Joe. Anything else you want to point out? You ever been to the Dolphins game in Miami? Oh yeah, no, that'd be wonderful. Anything?
Have you ever seen the Dolphins make it to the world?
If you've ever left your wife and children, you would know this. What, Joe? Come on, I've never done those things.
All right. Well, no. In Nepal, there's where the monks practice. They practice in the same spot for millennia, and they have
like little butt grooves or something.
Not butt grooves. They have feet grooves for where they stomp
Scrooge
their feet.
McDuck
Yes.
in Scrooge McDuck's worry room.
Yes.
DuckTales.
I don't remember that. You remember that? I don't.
He would walk in a circle in his worry room.
Oh my God!
And depending on how big the problem was, there'd be like
there
a
would
little,
be a deeper
a little like carpet rubbed out, or like a full out, like he's like waist deep in his hole in his worry room. Yeah, he would go back and forth all the time.
Huh. Well, there you go. Softwood floors. Take it away, Tim.
Okay. I'm gonna follow that one.
Yeah.
I need my vagina candle minute.
Oh, I have a vagina. Okay, great. It's hard to find these now. Everything's organized. Okay, here we go. Vagina candle minute, everybody.
This smells like my vagina.
All right, so everyone remembers the famous Gwyneth Paltrow self-emulating vagina candle.
Self-emulating? Okay.
Yeah, that's what sets us on fire, right?
Okay.
Self-exploding, self-emulated, self-emulation.
I don't. Okay.
Am I saying it incorrectly?
It was highly flammable. That's all I
am famous for my good pronunciation.
Yes.
So anyway,
yes.
Somebody took that idea and they made vagina-flavored chips.
Wait. Like potato chips?
Yes. A chip company.
Well, they're salty
and they boast
sometimes.
A new flavor that supposedly tastes like a woman's vagina.
And it's like Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina, though.
After tasting it, you remember your wildest love adventures, your first real love, and maybe even losing your virginity. Reps for Chaz, the Lithuania-based creators of the private parroting potato chips, claim on their website. Dubbed pussy-flavored potato chips, the King creations are inspired by a purported generation-wide sex drought among millennials who allegedly prefer perusing social media to getting saucy in the sack. So apparently, the statistics are saying that young people are not having enough sex. So this company decided they wanted to try and encourage that.
Have your first taste of pussy while eating our chips.
Reminding them of, I guess you wouldn't know it tastes like pussy unless you've eaten it before. So I guess it's like, you know how like smells bring you back? Like you ever smell something, it's like, oh my God, it's like raw pussy, for example. But like, you know, I was going to think something more wholesome. Like you smell like stuffing. It's like, oh my God, I'm at my grandmother's house at Thanksgiving or something. So I guess that's that they're trying to trigger that.
I got a great idea. You gotta buy these chips and go to a party and change out the bag. I should see how many people are like, this reminds me of something. I can't tell what. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Oh my God. You know what? I fucking sour cream and onion in there. And just wait to see who's just like, man. Yeah, you find out which friend had like, was fucking the crazy BJ whore with her sour cream and onion pussy. Well, we had that story, right? Remember the first one I've ever was. She had a very distinct smell.
It gives a new meaning to fish and chips.
And then it turned out we all got with that same girl over the year.
Yes.
And then some of us were experienced beforehand and immediately knew there was a smell. Other of us obviously got additional experience afterwards. And then we exchanged notes many years later after partaking in a wide sampling of local vaginas. And we realized that she just had the stinkiest pussy in the entire world. It was just her.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Those were.
But it was just, you know. Remember though? Do you remember? Every time I walk by a Taco Bell, actually, I still remember her. So.
Wait, is it the person puking outside of it, or
no? It's the ground beef.
Okay.
Didn't think it smelled like tacos?
I don't remember. I'm glad I don't remember.
Oh yeah, no, it was a very distinct, like a curry cumin taco seasoning smell. God. Yeah, and I was just like, okay.
She wasn't even Indian.
No, that's why I don't understand it.
What is she eating?
She's not married though, so that was the theory with Jennifer Aniston. Was that they thought Jennifer Aniston never got married because she has a really smelly pussy. And that's my theory about our mutual there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So,
but it was just funny. Like I just remember, like all of us. You know, like, I got with her when we were in like 10th grade or 9th grade. And I got with her in like 11th grade. And someone else was with her for like 6 years, like a fool. And
Very true.
Somebody else got with her like over like a Christmas break or whatever. When they were all like, sitting around like exchanging notes. And it was like, you know, guys, I don't think everything was quite right down there. Yeah. It's like funny you mentioned that.
Well, no, because that
reminds me, my fajitas are ready.
Bing. I'm just thinking now.
Okay, about the sour cream and onion potato chips.
Yes,
vagina?
I'm thinking about the vagina flavored potato chips,
which is a great story. Thank you.
I'm thinking, yes, it is actually very good topic for our show. Would the guy reading the Braille porn also be eating the vagina flavored chips? Because this could be. That could be like a very good sense, because there's smell.
Well, you would have a better sense of smell, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So the smell and taste, and then reading the Braille. Although the Braille cover would get very sticky and oily. Oh God, I can't imagine. I don't want to imagine. Anyway. No, I like the idea of getting those chips, buying a thing of like whatever Lay's potato chips you want, swapping out the bag and just like resealing that fucker with a little hot iron.
On the website. No, yeah, I mean, we could try and I guess, do you have like a 3D printer? We could just, but wait, fuck.
What?
We're not going to any parties.
No. Actually, I just went to a party. It was great.
Okay, great. Yeah, you went to a Christmas parade. You're going to bring the pussy chips. Awesome. That's a really good way to make friends with the new neighbors.
Yeah, some of the guys are like, this tastes I swear I've had these before.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the flyer they sent around did say bring your favorite snack.
Yes.
And if pussy chips are your favorite snack.
It is my favorite snack.
Yeah, so the guy just put PS for girls and women. If this or previous years you were pleased by somebody, it is very likely that you have directly contributed to the creation of this taste.
You know what?
So basically, he's saying that they taste tested the chips with people who had recently eaten pussies, and then they were, I guess, agreed on the most pussy-like flavor.
I would have been a panelist on that. I would have loved to have sat there and
oh yeah,
I would.
But you have but you only remember things that happened to you in the past 6 years, right?
Exactly. So
how would you possibly?
I have to do it all
you
the
have
time.
to do it like tomorrow, basically.
Yeah.
You have to. You're running out.
I just have to keep going and going and going every 3 weeks.
Yeah, you just gotta. I got to see if this story was from, what was this, the beginning of the month? I got to see if if these are back into stock. So far, they were only available in Europe.
I would love for them to sponsor us. Please, if you make vagina chips, we would
sponsor us. I want to order
I want to order a pallet.
Chaz chips, get ready. Box with the pussy flavored chips.
What's the cover?
Oh,
is the cover like two legs spread open?
Oh, it's a 404.
Oh,
Chaz chips.
God,
here we go. I'm good. Wait, I'm in.
Are you in?
It is
sometimes
mussels and white wine, Bloody Mary.
Take some
caramelized onions, powder
dark,
bears,
especially if you're blind.
More products. Bestseller, punk. You know what? It doesn't seem like they have pussy chips.
Very upset. Our audience is very angry. They're hissing.
Oh, you get them on eBay.
Oh, okay. Never mind. eBay, everybody, for your pussy chip needs.
Yeah, I think, the problem is part of this is in a foreign language.
I will get Google Translate right on it.
Which makes it very difficult to, I think I've, here we go. Ready to gift a box with pussy flavored chips, €10. That's
€10.
Shipping available to EU and US.
$18.
Delivery is 7 to 21 working days.
Oh my God.
Okay, Joe, we can do this.
Wait a second. There'll be stale vagina chips by the time we get them.
Well, you'll taste just like you remember. Perfect.
That one girl.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm going to send you the link.
All right,
I don't remember you getting
we should both order.
You surprisingly did get me a wedding gift, but I don't remember any other gifts from you in our entire lives, and I feel like you owe me
some vagina chips.
I do not want this showing up in my. The only way that I can get this is if it somehow comes from you. Because if I send this to myself, that would be. I'm gonna. You know what?
Well,
now
here's
that
the
this
thing.
is available to the US, I think we need to have a pussy chip. I think we need to each order them.
Both of us.
And we need to, yes.
And we need to, out on the air, taste these pussy chips. And we need to rate them.
I'm so afraid to give my credit card. Do you have like one of those like online
you gotta buy
credit cards?
Yeah,
or something?
you got to buy a Visa,
like a burner phone or something.
Yeah,
order these.
Yeah. You just got to buy a Visa gift card and use that.
I'm gonna have to open up a PO box for these.
No. You just buy a Visa gift card and then use that as a as the card. Don't give anything to Latvia or whatever it's coming
they
from.
They really blew it by not having ready to eat on the bag. Yeah, no, they really
should have contacted us as the marketing team. What better marketing team than us? Come on now. Well,
yeah, no, I think okay. So we'll this might have to have a follow up off the podcast.
Okay,
me and Joe
might
be ordering.
This follows through with what your test, which we never did, the vagina face test.
Oh, I always wanted to do that.
Yes. We never went through with the research. I mean, we went through with the research, but we never published the research. I'm sure we've been researching it for many years, but we've never.
To remind the listeners, Joe, what is this again?
Okay, yeah. So you boldly and defiantly were saying me. I was like, no, it's not going to be possible. Okay. And you were like, no, I can tell if there's a photo of 10 girls with 10 different, faces of the girls from the waist up. And then 10 photos, I can match the vagina to the face every time. And I was like, okay, Tim. And then we never did it on the air, but we were supposed to. It's just not a good radio
That's
thing.
the problem. Yes. It's not, we'll have to see.
But if we're eating vagina chips, then we might as well do it.
Yeah, well, because people love hearing crunching potato chip sounds in their headphones as they commute to work and as they work out in there. You know what? We fell for SAMR yesterday.
Oh no, was it someone like? Now I'm going to eat the chip.
No, it's videos of a guy. It was an 11-hour. It was an 11-hour video.
Oh no!
And the person sets up like little ramps, like little curvy ramps, and then he just sends marbles down the ramps. So
they do that with little cars now too.
Yeah, then it fills into a little car, then it fills into like a thing. Yeah. So the kid was watching it. It looked visually cool because they use like a lot of different color marbles. Yeah, I guess it had like that.
It's just stimulating. Yeah.
I think like 2.5 hours it was on through because everyone was home. Everyone's been home with the flu.
Oh my god!
So I think it was on from like 4 to like 6:30, like all through dinner, like everything. Yeah, and like without anyone, like the kid didn't complain. Like nobody, everyone just like okay, like just like sat there. Yeah. So, but I realized halfway, like, because it sounded cool. Not only did it look, I'm like, fuck, this is AMSR.
Yeah,
SMAR,
ASMR.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know what that is.
Yeah. I don't know what these things are.
That?
Oh yeah, I mean, people like go to sleep. People can't sleep without some of that stuff. That's how they like.
People. Sorry, were we saying something?
No, people just they latch on to one thing that helps them sleep, and that's what they fucking do.
That's what I was going to say. People latch on to one thing.
Yeah.
What they need like an identity.
Something that like, they can call their own. Well,
because I mean, yes, and
like
it's weird.
Being gay.
Like, I don't know. That's a good example.
No. Okay, keep going.
It's just weird though. Yeah, like it seems like you have like young people, right?
Yes.
And like they're all full of like
angst and
opportunity and like possibility and just like like what are we gonna do? What are we gonna be? Right? And then you have like people my age and my situation where like you're married, you have like kids, so you've like given up, and then you have like the people in the middle where it's like it's too late for the opportunity and possibility, but like you haven't given up. So like it seems like they just like latch on to something. So it's like I do Ironmans, like I'm AMSR, like I'm Brexton Higgs, or what's the thing? Myers-Briggs. I'm like like it just seems like they just have to have like you can't just go in and not have like your headline. Remember on MySpace or whatever, like you have like your headline.
Yeah, you have like your glittery backsplash page that
so the younger people, it's like their headline would be like like the rest is unwritten, and then the older people, it's like, just murder me, please.
Why are young kids so like depressed about everything all the time? It's sad that when
I don't know.
I've you're not there.
My experience was between the ages of. If you're talking about older than it's younger.
I was talking about maybe between the ages of 17 and 22.
I have absolutely no idea what they're doing.
Throwing numbers out there.
No.
Okay.
If there was like a busload of 17-year-olds, like I would be like, is this the middle school bus? Is this a college bus? I don't know what a 17-year-old looks like. I don't know what they like.
Go on TikTok, you'll find out.
I have absolutely no frame of reference.
They look
like
12-year-olds and 18-year-olds all at the same time now. It's TikTok needs to fucking burn.
Yeah, so there was a neighbor who lives like a few doors down the block, and like one summer they used like the neighbor girl to like water the flowers or whatever. So I'm like, okay, like, and she the water flowers, and then like next thing you know, like they're in Florida for the winter. So it's like, wow, that's weird. Like, you know, doesn't their daughter have to go to school? They're like, yeah, she's like grown up in college. I'm like, what the, like, I'm like, what? Like I literally could, like, I thought she was like a 13-year-old girl, like who got like a fake job, like watering the neighbor's flowers. And turned out she was like a college student who like, yeah. So like her parents moved to Florida because like she, I had no idea. So yeah, I have absolutely.
Age is a
so tell me more
thing.
about these teenagers that I could not pick out a lineup.
Age is a weird thing right now because they're like fucking kids depending on where they are, like cornbread Iowa dudes, they'll be like 16 years old and like 6'5".
Oh yeah, like the college football players have been on. And it's just like
what the hell is this? Yeah. Like literally freshman footballers, and they're giant dudes.
Yeah, no, that's the NFL rookies too. It's the same thing. It's like these like full-grown
like
men,
19 years old.
By the 24, they have like 3 kids.
Yeah,
you know, like they're I'm just like, how's this 23-year-old from like Texas more of a man?
Yeah, I've seen it, and I'm like, 15 years on, the hell is going on? And then there are like the
Brooklyn hipstery baby men, which are like 35-year-olds.
Yes, exactly. They're like 35, 36, going on 17.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, no. Yeah, they're afraid to like call. Yes. To like make their own doctor's appointments.
Yep. Like, they have to text or they can't communicate.
Yeah, they can't. Yeah.
They have to email how to set up. It's like, it's bizarre. It's such a weird...
well, those type of people are the ones who have to identify as part of something. They can't
they do. They need to make identification of something.
Yeah, it's just weird. You kind of like step out of the game a little bit, you know, you kind of
back
see
and you're
this
like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, this is like, you know, this, I don't know. I think the future wasn't what we were promised. You know, I think
Wait, are we going to talk about flying cars again?
Sure. You want to hear? I got one more.
Oh, wait, we have a flying car thing? Do we have?
It's similar. You give me some kind of future music. They're still trying to do this.
Hold on. I got something. Wait for it. What do we got here? We got
Are you looking in a trunk or something? What are you?
There you go. The future. There you go.
So they're still talking about bringing back supersonic planes.
Yes, they are. The Concorde, which died in 2002.
Boom supersonic. Yeah, they want to fly anywhere in the world in 4 hours for $100.
Yes.
The whole point, the whole problem with the supersonic was that it was like pencil thin.
Yes.
So it only fit like 70 people.
Yeah.
And it used like so much jet fuel that it was prohibitively expensive and also because of the sonic boom, it can only hit Mach 1 over water. Yep. So it was like all these problems. So that's why I ended up shutting it down. So that somehow they think that by 2026, they think they can get these Mach 2.2 airlines in the air.
Yes. And I
designed to fit, again, 65 and 88 people. And
I don't remember if it's Boeing,
transoceanic routes.
Boeing or Airbus. I don't remember which company.
It's Boom.
No. I'm saying Boeing or Airbus have made a joint contract with them to order, I think, like 20 planes. So it's actually happening. And they're gonna.
It's not happening. This is the same thing with the flying car.
Flying cars.
Remember the flying car story where like it took them 7 years to drive down the runway?
Yes.
And we were like, wait, so it took them 7 years to invent a car.
It's just a money scam. Yeah. I mean, the sonic boom, it cannot be. It's fucking science. You can't get rid of a sonic boom. You can't lessen it. If you're gonna break the sound barrier, you can't not have the boom. So just deal with the boom.
Okay, I'm looking at their website. There's a bunch of pictures. Oh, there's a picture with United on it. United. Oh, here you go.
Okay,
it's United. It wasn't
United. Okay, so not Airbus. It was United.
Well, because Airbus and Boeing are the competitors.
Yeah, they're the makers. I was thinking of airlines. Yeah.
It's fine.
I'm always one step somewhere.
Yeah, United. Go supersonic. Boom, supersonic plane, faster future for United.
Yeah, I think it's like 20 planes they have on order.
Which plans to buy planes to Boom, a startup, could become the first to offer. Oh, okay, no, it starts 2003. I'm like, oh, it's supposed to start in 2023.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. By 2029, they've already moved it back.
Yeah. Yep. There you go.
They've already moved it back. So they say they want to do by 2026.
Their money
scam. They want to do by 2029. It can't. The technology obviously works.
Yeah, they had it. And
they have the technology. The problem is you can't bring it to scale.
And the other problem is the internet exists. You don't need to get somewhere across the ocean that fast anymore. Like,
said to the man who's only flown across the ocean once. Oh my God,
twice. I had to go back.
I thought you were like a stowaway on the way back.
Yeah.
Twice. Good point. Fair enough.
There you go.
Oh my God. No, it's absolute. I was thinking I wanted to go to LA for the Dolphins Chargers game. And I'm looking at direct flights of 6.5 hours. I'm like, that's torture. Like, but
you could never do that over land, though. That's the problem.
But ideally, I'd like to just pop in and out. Just you go football game for like 3 days, but you can't spend 6.5 hours on a plane to be somewhere for 36 hours and then say, So yeah, no, the idea of getting to Europe in 4 hours is awesome. I disagree with that, but the scale of it, how many people would pay to get there? That's the problem. I think that's what you're saying, is that like, because of how good the Wi-Fi on the planes are and the streaming services and all that, and the fact that you could, would you pay $10,000 to go supersonic when you can pay $480 to sit in Delta?
Well, that's the other problem, is that the Concorde, specifically the Concorde, was not a luxurious cabin. It was very stripped down. So the problem money wise was that people who had the money to spend would rather spend, say,
like $10,000
exactly on an Emirates fucking hotel room in a plane than to be in a sardine and get there in 4 hours instead of 8 hours. It's not that big of a time difference. If it was 1 hour, if they were going to space and then coming back down from space, fuck yeah, I'll pay $10,000 one way for that.
So we made like an Instagram reel of like the cabins in like Qatar and Emirates and like Cathay Pacific or whatever.
Yeah, those are insane.
I was like, I would want the plane ride to be. I want it to be like a 20-hour plane ride.
Yeah, you just want to go around.
I would be like, are we not delayed? Like, we need a delay. Like, can you find a thunderstorm to fly around a couple of times? Like, it's absolutely like I would book my flight like during like a hurricane season or like a blizzard season. Like, what's the blizzard's day in JFK? Okay, we're going to fly back to New York in this thing, and like odds are we'll circle the tri-state area for 6 hours trying to land as I'm sitting in like my luxurious hotel room in the sky.
They have these stupid fucking influencers now that review these
things. That's why I saw the reel probably.
Yeah. And so they get free tickets to just hop on it. What a fucking genius idea. As like a 20-something-year-old and being like, I'm going to be a YouTuber. I'm going to be, showing my pussy on Instagram or whatever. And then they're like, you know what? I'm going to review luxurious things and I'm going to be giving it. I'm going to be getting it for free. Like this one woman, she's named Supercar Blondie. She's been doing it for like 20 years now. But at the beginning of the internet, she was this like hot young girl who got into luxury cars and she started reviewing them. And now she's like a legit like multi-millionaire that reviews these cars. It's so fucking weird. If I just say, okay, you know what? I'm just going to review diamonds now.
Well, you forget, Joe, you have to be hot. That's the problem. It's
yes, you have to have boobs.
Have always, like, some hot person was like, okay, like, what if I just sit there and people take pictures of me?
Yes.
And they're like, well, you're hot. I'd love that. So that's the thing, is that, like, ultimately these people have the proper hotness and charisma that's our problem, I think.
I don't know. That may be your problem.
Well, Joe, listen, I'll retool the podcast to reviewing luxury items.
That's what I'm saying. We should be a podcast that reviews billion-dollar items so we can have be flying to the fucking.
We need to become an investigative podcast to prove that the pussy chips taste like pussy. I don't care how many pussies we'll have to test.
I don't know how many more children you're going to get, but this is going to be the last one if that's what is happening. I think that's the end for you.
You can't get them pregnant if you only eat it.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Genius.
I think we have to leave on that note.
Do we have to? I thought we were
do.
retooling our podcast.
I don't know. I don't think we have enough time.
I thought we were becoming pussy chips truthers.
Truthers. I need well, listen to this. Lawsuit wise, if it doesn't taste like vagina, we could do a class action lawsuit.
Now that, you know what? Okay, here's the plan. Okay, here's the plan, right? No, here, I got it. I got the plan. Okay, you buy the chips.
Yeah.
You eat the chips.
Yes.
You sue them false advertising.
Yes.
I'm the expert witness. We're good. I got it. We're good.
Okay, so
honey, it's for work. Honey, it's for work.
I have to.
It's for work. I have
got a subpoena.
Listen. Oh my God, it was such. I had such a long day ahead of me. Oh my God,
they subpoenaed me. I have no choice. I'm the only one in the nation.
Yeah. Oh my God, you have no idea how many pussies I had to eat today.
Okay, we're done. Find us on every platform everywhere. Holy shit.